Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Christian Night Podcast. I'm Cristian Inferno,
I'm Sonic 920.
and today we're going to do part 2 of last episode, which we answered questions from a paranormal tag. Paranormal is for, if you listen to the podcast previous, you know what we're continuing. If you haven't, and this is the first one that you're listening to, you didn't listen to part 1, I suggest you listen to part 1, even though they don't really have like an overarching story, but like it's good, I think, and you'll kind of understand what we're doing, and then
just so you get the gist of it. I mean, or you could just start here if you really want, but
it don't matter either way. But
matter.
If you, we're just basically answering questions that we got a list off of a website, pretty much.
Okay, so we're on number 15.
Yeah, so I'll read this
you
one.
Read it? Okay.
We'll see. Alright. Do you believe in demons / the devil?
For me, I have no idea. Like, in terms of, like, religion, I'm, like, agnostic, I guess. I'd be...
That's a loaded question. It's a hard question to answer. I feel like yes, but at the same time, I feel like no, because some of this, I think my beliefs and what I think vary, and they change very frequently, because some days I'm like, yo, there's no way that hell exists, because we're living in hell right now, and
yeah.
Some days I'm like, yo, that shit really does exist. And I believe like, I don't know, I can't say for certain. Some days I really believe it, and some days I'm like, I'm pretty sure they do. But I just don't know.
Yeah, I've always been in the middle. Like, if you tie it to religion, I've always been in the middle. I don't know. And
yeah,
honestly,
I
don't really
like Supernatural. I do kind of think it's real, but I think it's different than what it is made out to be.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Same with aliens, probably. But yeah, I honestly I never really like cared about, not like, yeah, I'm in the middle, but I don't really think about it. Like, I honestly don't really care. Like, if someone comes up to me like, undeniable proof that demons and God and shit are real, I'm like, okay, sure, that's cool. I really don't care. And if someone does the opposite and says they're absolutely not real, undeniable proof, then it's like, okay, sure, that's how it is.
And like, the problem with that is, like, it's pretty much impossible to prove anything, especially something like that. I don't think that you could ever disprove it, to be honest with you.
You
like,
can't.
I literally think it'd be impossible to disprove it. I think it would be possible to prove it, but I don't think I think it would not happen, because it would have already happened by now.
Yeah, I think it's like,
maybe not.
I don't think it's possible to prove it 100%. I think it's possible to have very strong evidence, but the other way around, I don't think there's any way to say it is not real, like, guaranteed. Like, it's not.
I don't think. There's no way that you could technically disprove it. I feel like there's 0%.
Yeah, I don't think that exists. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? I assume it's my dog or my family. It's an easy answer.
Yeah. Well, home alone, so I guess would kind of.
That's true.
That means that they would probably. Like, we'll paint a little story. So you're at your house, your parents and everybody that stays at your house are gone, and they went to a trip, and you just got off the phone with them. You know that they're not home. Your dog.
I didn't think, because I was thinking,
they're not home. They're 2 states away right now. They're
okay, then 7
hours away.
Then it's
so basically, I guess that's kind of what it's played out. And I mean, you can answer it if you want, and then I'll answer it.
I'd honestly I'd probably dismiss it, unless it got Unless it was like really rowdy, I'd probably just dismiss it. I'd be like, I don't know, creaks or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, old houses do make noises. My door makes noise all the time because of, I guess, just air pressure. It'll just click randomly, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
yo, I hate that.
My house
But
is honestly
I
pretty
think,
noisy, dude. Like, my floors, especially upstairs, are so fucking. It's honestly pretty annoying. Like, when you walk up there, it's like, like it creaks so loud. It's really annoying, actually. Especially when people are like trying to sleep and shit.
I would have to think about it because it depends on the situation. If I
Yeah, I've
have
honestly never thought about
something,
it.
if I have something next to me that I can protect myself with, um, I'll probably head towards the footsteps just because if it's somebody who is trying to like be broken in my house and is trying to
Yeah.
rob me, then you know
Yeah.
obviously I'm about to go towards them. But if I hear footsteps and ain't nothing there, I would feel like an idiot and I would instantly regret it and I'd be like, why did I
Yeah.
follow those footsteps? And then I would not be able to sleep for a while.
Oh yeah, probably. I like this next question though. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? So,
I would
Mhm.
not choose any of them, so because they're all horrible and in every scary movie, pretty much the only outcome that you have is that you will die.
well,
I would
which
say the
one
only
would you
one
die the
that I
least
would
bad way then?
Leprechauns in the Hood. Leprechaun in the Hood. That's what I would be trapped in.
What? What is that?
Have you ever heard the Leprechaun movie franchise?
I think I've heard of it. I've never seen them though.
Yeah, it's basically a leprechaun that if you take his gold, he kills you.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
I was stuck in the movie, I wouldn't take his gold, so I'd be fine.
That's true,
Yeah,
so there's a
I would
chance
be
of
fine.
survival. There you go.
Yeah, I'd be like, if I seen him, I'd be like, and he asked me like, have you seen someone with gold? I'd be like, no, but give me your pager, and I'll hit you up if I see anyone that has gold.
Yeah, like this. If I was trapped in, this is a loophole, but I don't give a fuck. If I was in a scary movie, trapped in a movie, I would be an Oculus, but I just wouldn't fuck with the mirror. I just wouldn't go near the mirror. There you go. I'm safe. Nothing's gonna happen
Yeah,
to me.
I've never seen that movie, so
Yeah, it's just if you're around the mirror, it just fucks with your brain and it makes you think you're doing things that you're not actually doing. So say you bite into an apple, the thing will make you think it's an apple, but it's actually like a light bulb. So you'll bite into a light bulb and fuck your mouth up.
oh,
Like
I think I've
that's the
seen
kind of
that
shit it does.
scene before.
Yeah,
Is
and
that a scene
eventually,
from a movie?
yeah, it is. And that kind of it'll keep doing that until you eventually like you can get people killed and stuff. Like they'll kill each other because they don't think they're doing what they're doing. Like they were trying to. This is just a brief summary. They were trying to smash the mirror once and for all. They're like, this mirror needs to go. They tried to smash it. The girl saw the guy behind the button to like they had a thing to smash it. They weren't near it, and she saw the guy over there, but he wasn't actually over there. He was in front of the mirror, but in her mind he wasn't there. So she pressed the button to smash the mirror, and she fucking just stabbed the shit out of the guy and killed him. And then she went to jail. And that was how it ended. And the mirror, yeah, basically the mirror won and didn't get smashed at all. I don't remember how exactly it did it.
It's kind of crazy. I don't want to see it, but it does sound
oh,
good.
it's creepy, and that's why if I was in that movie, I just wouldn't go near the mirror. Simple as that.
Yeah. Well, the only problem is you wouldn't know. But you wouldn't have the outside view that you have, so you wouldn't know if the mirror does that to you.
That's
so
true,
you probably
yeah.
look at it and it'd already be too late. So
That's
maybe there's
true.
silver lining there. Okay. So if you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? I haven't dressed up for Halloween in such a very long time. Honestly,
Well,
the
if you
only
were
costumes
to.
I remember wearing is I was a tiger when I was little, and I was a Power Ranger. Those are really the only two that I remember. So I guess I'd probably have to say a Power Ranger with the actual Power Ranger suit, because that's badass, and the Power Rangers are badass. So that's what
I
my
would be
costume.
like if it had to be if it had to be my entire life, I would be like a guy. I would be a fucking like tourist. So I just have like shorts, a cargo shorts, a camera, and like some like button-up shirt, and I could just wear that for my entire life. And if it gets cold, then I just won't go outside, and I'll be pretty much set for my whole life. And if I need to go and
Yeah.
get food or
I guess you
something,
could
I'll
be a
go there.
lumberjack. Yeah.
Yeah, I could, cause I mean lumberjacks can dress up for cold and warm, so technically I could just live with almost normal clothing my whole life.
Yeah, basically just flannels. You can short sleeve flannel, long sleeve flannel.
Yeah, there you go. Winter and then summer. You're set.
Yeah, you can read the next one.
Uh, would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Yeah, I would. I would
Yeah,
go.
well,
I honestly have no problem doing that.
like I said before, my friend's backyard opened up into a graveyard,
Yeah.
and we were most definitely
Last
in it at
episode.
night most of the time that we were in it. So I guess I would have to say yes, because I have done it before.
Yeah, that's fine with like I mean it's a graveyard. I mean conceptually, yeah, you'll be like, oh, you're literally standing on a bunch of dead people at night, but I don't know. I wouldn't really think of it like that. It'd be like I'm in a graveyard and it's nighttime. Like, I wouldn't really
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. Would you ever go? I almost read the same one. In a zombie
When-
apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? My weapon of choice would be a weed whacker, except instead of just a string, it's like barbed wire.
Yeah, well, it for me, I mean, it depends, cause like, if they mean weapon of choice, just flat, like you don't run out of ammo or get your blade gets dull, none of that. It just that's your weapon. Then I'd
A
pick.
nuclear bomb, because then I would
Well,
just
yeah, I guess you could do that, but mine would probably be like, some suppressed, a suppressed automatic pistol, and that's because suppressed so it doesn't attract. Yeah, one, it won't attract zombies, and two, it's small and compact, and if I need to fit it in something, I can, unlike an assault rifle. So that'd probably be my weapon of choice. And if they get close to you, it's automatic. So done deal.
Yeah, I would say I would still stick with the weed whacker or nuclear bomb, because then you just stop all of it, and then you don't have to worry
Well,
about nothing. Because
you could do like weapons that are pretty much the same. Well, I was thinking like an axe, but that's not like spinning like a weed whacker or anything. Plus, that's like heavy. I don't know, cause I feel like a weed whacker would like not be enough to cut through tons of zombies. Like,
I was trying to think of something interesting that I would want to use. Yeah.
yeah, you could. If you're limited on stuff like ammo and stuff realistically, then I don't know what I'd pick. I'd probably pick like not a gun, cause that's ammo probably be scarce. I'd pick like a crossbow, cause you can
Yeah.
pick up the bolts.
That would
again.
work pretty well.
Yeah. Next question. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick or treating? Halloween
A
party.
Halloween party. Yeah.
Because
that one's a no-brainer.
yeah, I mean you can get a shit
You can
ton
buy
of
candy
candy
yourself.
there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Like
exactly. You
what?
can buy candy yourself and then just get drunk at a Halloween party and have fun and
Okay, you're in a horror movie. Wait, okay, I almost read it wrong. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer?
you can answer this one first.
Um, I'm the first to die, probably, because my luck is fucking garbage. Uh, and if not that, then I'd be the skeptic. I'm one of those two.
Yeah, I can
How about
see
you?
that right there. Yeah. I guess we can like see how close we think that we actually are with what we think. If you want to do that, I think
Yeah,
I'd be the comic relief.
you'd you'd probably yeah probably I can see that also.
I'd probably
Um,
be like, Who's this guy? I ain't like that ain't real. Look out here, look at him, he's ugly as hell." And then everyone be like, and he's like, "Argh." I'm like, "Oh
just
shit."
like we're like on the verge of death and we're just cracking jokes and shit.
Yeah, that would definitely be me. Would be the comic relief.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like, you know, the rake, like the
Um,
creepypasta
the
is like a
the creepypasta,
skinwalker.
yeah,
Like if it was like with him, I feel like I would be the smart one because just because I read a lot about it, so I feel like I'd be able to educate people like, yo, this is what it knows, this is what it does, and this is how it behaves. Like I feel like I'd be able to tell people about it and shit. Whether they listen or not, I don't know, but
yeah. Well, I feel like since we're being these are hypothetical, we probably be there together, and I feel like it'd be pretty interesting because I'd probably be like, "Oh, what did you say?" I'd be like, "What did you say?" You
yeah,
know what I mean? And then you're like, "All right, I'm getting tired of this. Don't listen."
yeah.
Or not, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I guess no one really knows how they'd react in that situation, but I have a good idea.
Alright.
You could do the next one, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep?
For me, it depends if it scares me, and if it scares me, if usually no, not no, because horror movies don't really get to me. But if it does actually scare me, then that would help. Yes, I don't know if I
Yeah,
would, but
it
yeah.
depends on the movie. I don't really watch horror movies, but yeah, no, I don't like going to sleep after I've seen something that bothered me.
Like, it, for example, uh, no, I didn't
I
do that,
we
but
I
yes,
did
I
not.
would.
I watched something after that, but after I watched it, the last thing that I watched before I went to sleep. So I watched it, and then I watched The Twilight Zone. So
Uh,
I don't know if that is considered watching something happy, because it
it's
really is not
happier. I
watching.
mean, it's not happy, but it's less scary, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's only cause when it's movies that really bother me, those are the only ones where I'm like, wow, that's really creepy. Like Oculus really scared me when I watched it. Um,
Dude, mirrors are creepy in general, like the idea of them.
that yeah, they kind of are. But I mean, personally, I feel like it's more of a gimmick at this point. But back, you know, uh, when they do it kind of original, like Oculus, that was really scary to me. I was like, I'm not sleeping. It's really fucking creepy. While watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep?
I'm definitely the first two. It depends on
Yeah.
the movie. I have been to the theater for some movies where I'm straight up yelling like,
Oh
No,
yeah,
hell no.
I'm
No, no,
definitely
no,
the one
no.
that yelled at the characters. I'm like,
Yelling
you're
and
dumb
screaming.
as shit.
And then some of them, I have my eyes because I'm like, I hate jump scares. I'll tell you right now, I absolutely hate jump scares. I think they're
I
cheap.
know,
I
dude.
don't
I
like
hate
them. They
that, dude.
ruin movies for me when they do that. So,
Not only that, but like when characters do dumb shit, I'm sure you'll agree with me on this. But when characters do dumb shit in an immersive, scary movie, it takes me out of the movie. Like that unimmerses me because
yeah,
that wouldn't fucking
everyone
happen in real
always
life.
seems to fall at the worst time.
Yeah, and
There's
just do
nothing in
stupid
the
shit
way.
in
They're just like,
general.
I'm just gonna fall.
And that takes me out of the movie. Like, if I'm enjoying it and then some stupid shit like that happens, I'm like, why did that have to happen? That shit wouldn't happen in real life. Like that bothers me. Like that literally, like if they're too stupid in a movie, that it loses points for me. Like you shouldn't make your characters that stupid. I mean,
Yeah,
unless it's
it takes
supposed
away
to be.
from the movie because then you're like, then you're thinking, wow, what would I have done in this situation? Instead of actually watching the movie, you're like, I would have survived right there. And it's like you kind
Yeah,
of basically, kind of do some bullshit, and then
yeah.
it takes away from it. Alright. Are
What's
you the
next?
one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring?
I mean, I'm kind of neither, but if I was to be one, I'd probably do the scaring.
Yeah, I mean, I pull practical jokes on people every once in a while. People do, like, we kind of do it back and forth at my house. Sometimes I will, like, just stand there and wait for someone to cross the, like, go around the corner, like, ah! And scare the shit out of them. And they
Yeah,
do the same thing to me. So it's basically give and
yeah,
take, like,
shit
it
like that.
happens both ways.
Yeah, so that's pretty easy. Favorite scary book. I don't really read books, so I don't know.
I can't really think of, books that are scary that I read recently. But a book that I liked that I read that I guess you could call it a horror book was Black Hole by Charles Burns. It's a graphic novel, and that is amazing. If you haven't read it, I suggest go reading it right now because it's
Never read it.
hella dope. It's great.
Yeah, I can't really answer that because I don't really read
What about
books.
Goosebumps books?
I have read those long ago. That's really the only
Yeah,
horror.
so
I guess I'll say Goosebumps
that's
because it's
yeah,
really the
that's
only
what you
horror
have.
book I've
What's your
read.
favorite Goosebumps book?
I don't know. Like I the only ones I haven't read many. Like I remember there was like a worm king or some shit. I don't know. It was a kid who was like getting attacked by like a bunch of worms, and there was like a leader one, and he like did something. The kid did something bad, and they just like were hunting this kid down. I don't know. It was weird. And then there was one with a a shrunken head and like some witch, and she was like chasing this kid down. Like that's really the ones I remember. I don't really remember any other ones.
Goosebumps are pretty good, but how old were
They're
you
pretty good.
when you first saw your first horror movie? And I guess it's not really part of
Um,
the question, but what was the movie that you saw? Because it's kind of
yeah,
pointless to be like, how old were you, and then not ask what movie you saw.
yeah. I mean, well, you can go. You can go first for this one.
I don't remember the exact age, but I think it was around 5 or 4, maybe even earlier. I'm pretty sure I probably like stumbled onto someone watching a horror movie and kind of like watched it like without
Yeah,
knowing. But I think Child's Play was pretty much one of the first
yeah.
movies, horror
Same
movies that I
actually.
ever watched, and I absolutely hated that movie growing up, and I still kind of do not like it. I've seen
I
it a
don't
couple
like it
times since
either.
then,
I was
but I
scared. I
hate it.
was pretty scared of it as a kid. I was actually because I saw that very young. Like I don't know. I don't remember exactly how old I was either, but I know I was like
I saw it pretty young as well, and
really young.
I still I hate that movie. I
It's
do not like
it's
it.
honestly not that good of a movie. It scared me when I was a kid, but I grew up and
Yeah,
then
well,
I'm just
if
like,
you watch
fuck that
it
movie.
now, it's not bad, but like still the idea of it is kind of like I more don't like the idea of it than.
I wouldn't say it's good either though, cause watching that back
Well, it's something.
nowadays, it's like man,
Well, yeah,
it's
that
not what I
is a lot
saw
of
as a
things though.
kid.
You watch something as a kid and it's so scary, and then you watch it as an
Yeah,
adult. Like
and you're
you
just like,
watch
wow,
something as a
it's
kid and you're
pathetic.
like, wow, this is great, and then you rewatch it as an adult and you're like, I actually like this. Like this is horrible. This is horrible writing. Nothing
Yeah,
about this is good, and then
it's like this is absolutely pathetic.
yeah. So I guess we're about the same on that one.
Yeah. Okay, so what was your first Halloween costume? I think mine was just like Spider-Man. Like it was just some like really cheap, shitty Spider-Man costume, and when I was like I don't know, 10 or something. I don't even know.
My first Halloween costume was a tiger, and it was when I believe I was 2, because I had like pictures of it. I'm pretty sure I was 2. I had pictures of it. It was a tiger, and it was pretty dope.
Yeah, my parents never let me like dress up as anything scary or anything because they were like they themselves didn't really like Halloween and they didn't like scary shit, so they didn't let me dress up as anything actually creepy. Okay, what was your
Alright, I say
oh
we
wait, we
skip
already did that.
these last 2
Skip the
questions and we
last
just
two.
make questions up, because those are irrelevant
Yeah,
to the situation.
yeah, they're pretty irrelevant. Plus it's not Halloween.
We'll just talk about something else when we're done with the next 2 questions, if that's cool.
Alright, yeah, we can do that. Cause we're about like half anyway.
Yeah, so I'll say my question.
Mm-hmm.
How about, do you have a question that you can think of off the top of your head that you want to ask?
Um, not off the top of my head.
Alright, I'll think of something. Alright, what is something creepy that you pretty much come across every day and you don't really realize it for real?
Um,
I know it's kind of hard because you don't realize it. Just think about
yeah.
something that you kind of think about every day and it's kind of creepy now that you think about it, or something like
Well,
that.
I don't know if this counts as like not realizing it, but my neighbor on the left side of my house, my right side of my house, they're fine. The left side of my house, there's this really weird dude who lives there, and he just does really weird shit. Like he'll sit outside, not in a chair, not relaxing, not fucking, not drinking or doing anything fun. He just stands there. He just fucking is outside, and it's honestly weird. And he just kind of looks around, and he's right next to my house, and he's a really old guy, and his wife, I don't know, my dad I think told me his wife died, and ever since his wife died he's just been a weirdo, and he's just weird, and every time I walk by his house I'm just a little like I'm subconsciously like unsettled about it, I guess, because that
Yeah,
is
that is
weird.
pretty. That's a good answer to that question. Shit.
Yeah, how about you?
Something that I think just the fact that my house is hell old and it makes weird noises all the time, and I don't think it is anything, but at the same time I'm always like, yo, I hate how it makes noises. Like,
Yeah, I mean
I
you'd be
always lock
surprised how
the basement
loud.
door. That's something I do. Everybody in my house, we
Oh
always
yeah.
lock the basement door, even though there's like a deadbolt in the basement, so you can't get in from the basement anyway if you were in our basement, and there's nothing down there anyway. So
Yeah,
like you,
my
but
basement's
we still
disgusting, honestly.
always lock the door. We always do, and it's something like, I don't know why they started locking the door, but
I
since they
mean,
locked the door, I will go out of my
I
way to
get
lock
it,
the
I
door. I'll
guess.
be like, yo, they locked the door, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, my basement, you actually could get into my basement, cause but you'd have to be very small. You have to be like a kid, cause there's these really old ass slide open windows, and they don't like, there's nothing holding them closed or anything. So if you were small enough, you could get into my basement, like probably easily, but the windows are so like skinny you probably couldn't. But anyway, there's nothing in my basement at all. My basement's gross. Like, it's literally over flooded every fucking month, and it's just really unkept and dirty because it just needs so much work that we don't even bother with it. So no one would ever want to go in my basement, so I'm really not worried about that. Okay, how, I don't know how to put it. Has anything happened, like anything weird happen consistently, like for example, like only on a Wednesday, or only on a rainy day, or a work day, or anything like that?
Yeah, like I said, there's one thing. There's a dream that, like, I don't have it all the time, but, like, I do have it sometimes. And it's like I open up a door, and there's, like, you've seen Billy and Mandy before.
Yeah.
I'm assuming ever. You know how it has those green swirls, like, in
Yeah.
the intro? Like, I open up a door, and it's like those green swirls, and it always bothered me, and I was like, that's
Weird.
always so weird that, like, it's like, I
I've had
never
a
understood. I was kind of
couple,
like,
like,
wow, that's so weird, and it bothers me. And like, I've been meaning to, because it's like a door in the old basement of like an old house that I lived in, and I like want to call
that's
my aunt and
weird.
ask her. I was like, yeah, is there anything that was weird about that room in particular? Because it was literally just a storage room, and it was like a tiny room that we literally just put storage in. So like, there's
That
nothing
was,
wrong with that room. I know for a fact there isn't. And the house like wasn't creepy or anything. It's just an old house,
you
but
just
like
had, but you had
that is
it
something.
multiple times.
Yeah, I've had that, like, it's something that like is frequent that I wonder about. Like,
That's weird.
it doesn't really bother me. It's more just like I'm like, I don't really like. It's something that I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, I guess.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense.
yeah, I know what you mean. I've had some like, consistent dreams, but they've always been like, they've only happened for like a week or something. Like, they've never been long term. But I used to have this dream where, like, I don't know why. I used to have a dream where I was walking in my not even walk. I was like in my hallway, upstairs, and for some reason I was really small. Like, I was like the height of like a cat, and I was really tiny, and my hallway was like long as hell, and it was just like infinitely going, and I was like stuck there. I don't know. It's some weird, bizarre ass dream, and I had that dream like I had that dream like at least 3 times in like 1 week. Like, I don't know why. It was weird. I don't know if it's like particularly creeped me out, but like it was weird for sure.
That kind of reminds me of that one game where basically you like, what is that game? Little Nightmares?
Yeah, with the little six and the little girl in a raincoat, and you walk around, and
Yeah, that's such a weird game.
I love that game. It's weird as shit, but I love it.
Yeah, that's a hell of a weird game. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I watched you play the whole game because I never had it, but
Yeah, it's a pretty short game. It gets it got like 2
it gets
DLCs.
to the point. Did you buy the DLCs for it?
Yeah, there's still one coming out. I got the first 2, and the first one was pretty good. You don't play as the same character. You play as a boy who's his story goes on the same time as the first girl, which her name is 6. People just call the boy 7 because they don't know what else to call him. So 7 his story's happening at the same time as hers, and the DLC coming. The second one was also him, but that one I didn't like. It really didn't do anything for the story or anything. It was pretty boring because it was like you found out. Do you remember the little gnomes, the little pyramid head?
Yeah, the gnomes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you find out in that DLC that they're actually kids. Like they used to be, those little guys used to be kids, and it didn't say what happened to them, what turned them like that, but you find out they used to be kids, and it was like, yeah, that's kind of a big reveal, I guess, but that really wasn't worth a whole DLC to tell me that. Like, really unsatisfying.
Yeah, it was a pretty, from what I remember, it was a pretty good game, but it was creepy. It was weird, so.
Oh yeah, I thought it was really creepy for that kind of game. It honestly reminds me of Little Big Planet. If you know, if you guys know Little Big Planet, you probably do. It's like that, but scary. That's pretty much what it is. And some people
Little Big Planet's a great game. As
oh
well,
yeah,
just to throw that out there.
game.
People hate on it for. I feel like people do hate on it. It's like there's no basis why you should ever hate on that game. Because you can literally do anything.
You can make anything,
like, there's so many
and it's
creative
like,
people.
It's better than, it has a better fucking creative system or whatever than Minecraft. Like, Minecraft, there's a bunch of fucking Legos and shit. Fuck that game. That Little Big Planet is way more creative and way more fun. And I don't know, Little Big Planet 3, like that game was such a disappointment to me because the first two were really close to me. Like I grew up with those games, like they've been really close to me since my whole fucking childhood, really. And then Little Big Planet 3 comes out, and it doesn't even like work. It was literally like you couldn't even stay in a game with people at all. And who wants to play Little Big Planet by themselves? I mean, some people do, but for the most part, no one wants to play Little Big Planet by themselves. So. And that was the only way you could really play, and I was like, then I'm not playing it that much then. Like
So, what are we at for time?
We're at like, let me see, we're at like 45 minutes.
Alright, well, I have a topic. We talk about the rain. How does that sound? Because it is raining here, and I'm playing a game where it's raining. So, I like that topic, and then you said like during a rainstorm like a couple minutes ago, and I was like, that's what I was about to talk about.
That's weird because it was just raining in my game also a second ago.
It was raining here, and talking about just like going outside and like having, I think rain adds to the ambiance. Rain makes everything feel like heavy, I feel like, and rain is like naturally kind of creepy. In a good way, like rain can be either
often used in movies.
Cleansing, or rain can be like a drag.
Yeah, I really like rain. Yeah, I know what you mean for sure. Like I've always liked rain. I've always saw it as a not to everyone else, but to me, I've always seen it as a positive. Like I've just always liked rain. Most people are like think it's really it's just gloomy and depressing, which I can see. I can understand it, but I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I like rain. It's just the fact that I feel like it's cleansing too. Like, you know, if there's dirt everywhere, you know, if there's like a you know, I don't even know. It just cleans up everything. You know.
It rains here. It's been raining here like more than usual. I don't even know what's been going on, but I'm not complaining. People, like, I hear a lot of people that are like, there's some people that are the complete opposite of me. Like, you know, most people don't like rain that much, which is that's kind of the norm. But like, there's some people who just hate the rain, and they're like,
I like the rain a lot.
Disgusting, like. Cause there was
sometimes I'll just go out in the rain and just be like, just go out and run around because it's fun. It feels good.
Yeah, I walk my dog in the rain.
If it's like if it's a summer day and it's raining and it's nighttime and you can just you just smell the fresh air and it's like, you know, you can see the stars. It's dark even though there aren't too many stars in the sky.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, like I'll walk my dog in the rain cause my dog likes like water and shit. Like he doesn't care at all. So I literally just walk him in the rain, and people are probably like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm just like, "Well, I'm walking my dog in the rain." Yes.
Yeah, the rain is. I feel like it's a good thing. Like think about it. When you're dirty, what do? You stand under a thing You stand under the rain, basically.
Yeah, I was about
You
to
stand
say
in the
that's
rain.
quite literally what rain is. Only it's uh
This is a shower. A
cleaner.
shower is rain.
Yeah,
It's just
that's literally
contained.
what it is. Like pretty much. Like, I mean, a bath is the
So if
same thing,
you
but
take
it's
showers, then you obviously like the rain because that's basically what that is. I feel like it's a. I always like that. Just it's raining or something. I just go out, run around in the rain, and then it just feels good. It's just like I don't know.
yeah. Like, I never really understood why rain was always associated, like, besides how it looks, I never understood why rain was always associated with like just sadness. Like rain is just bad, like it's negative. I never really understood that, but like because in every show or anything, it's just rain is bad, and I don't really know why, because what's so fucking bad about rain? Only thing I could think of was like back in the day when we didn't have smartphones and computers and the internet, kids could really do was go outside, and I guess they couldn't do that when it was raining. That's the only thing I can think of.
And I always thought it's kind of weird how like people have like joint problems or something like that, or like they had like knee problems or like ankle problems or something. Like they'll ache when it rains.
Yeah,
Like
I've
they'll
heard
be able
about
to tell
that.
you when it's about to rain because like they'll just feel it. And
I
it's
don't.
like
I
it's
never really
kind of
understood
crazy.
how that worked. I think that has something to do with like the moisture in the air or something. I guess cause I'm pretty sure my dad like had that. Like it just that's just kind of happens when it's like rainy. I don't know really why.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of weird. I don't understand it, but it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. I had a teacher in middle school. I hated her, but that's besides the point. She just, I've never seen someone who hated rain more than her. Like, she absolutely despised rain to the point where if it was raining, she would literally complain about it the whole day. Not to us, not to like the students. No, she would literally just like talk to herself. Like, oh, I fucking hate this rain. She wouldn't literally say that, but she'd be like, oh, this rain is disgusting. I absolutely hate it. I didn't even want to come to work. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's raining. Like, relax. Like, oh my god. Like, I always thought it was so weird. And the people in the class at the time would just look at her like, what is wrong with you? Dude,
I
it's
don't know why you
really
have such a
strange.
strong feeling towards it.
I don't know, dude. It's fucking weird.
Like it's literally just precipitation. It's literally
Yeah.
just water.
I mean, it's not gonna
Like
last for more than what, a day. I mean, some occasions it won't be more than that, but around here it's not gonna last for more than a day. Like you can relax.
it's like you. If anything, your garden's not gonna flood unless you don't know how to make a garden. You should be happy that it's raining. Like that's how stuff grows. That's how stuff
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
nutrients, stuff
At
like that.
least
It
like
rains.
once, especially if it hasn't rained in a long time and it rains, and it's like it's probably a good thing. Like
Yeah, well, look at California. They had a drought for so long, and that
oh yeah,
leads to wildfires
that's
and
horrible.
whatnot.
Like when that shit happens. And I like if I ever move this a little off topic, but if I ever move, I never want to move somewhere that's hot and doesn't get a lot of like rain or snow or whatever, because I hate the heat. I hate it so much. It's so I find it so much more uncomfortable than being cold. Like actually I kind of like the I don't like being freezing, but I kind of like the cold, which I guess when I go out like in the rain, it's usually in between. Like it's not hot or cold. It's kind of just perfect. So I don't know. I've never fucking liked the heat, and it's cause like when you're hot, there's only so much you can like put on a shit ton of clothes or use an electric blanket, whatever the fuck you want to do. So, but
Well, this has been the Christian Knight podcast.
yeah, this
Um,
you
our
can
first two-part episode. Sorry to cut you
yeah.
off.
No, that's fun. It just kind of happened. Like this actually wasn't planned to be 2 episodes either. It's kind of happened. So if you enjoyed, leave a like or whatever you're on, SoundCloud, whatever you're on.
If you have any episode ideas, maybe some topics that you want us to talk about that you think would be interesting.
Oh, that's welcome. Very welcome.
Yeah, put a comment in the comment section. If you're on YouTube, if you're on SoundCloud, you can comment as well, I'm pretty sure. If you're on any other thing that we are going to have it up on, right now we just have it up on those 2. We're still figuring everything out. So
yeah, for now those will work, I think.
Alright, well, yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.